off. They didn't give them much choice.
Oh, I think we're going to see more trouble. Sawinski taking her skates off. Sawinski is really upset. Sawinski and Lynn Congleton's got her skates off. Oh, I wouldn't want to be a referee for nobody in the world. There they go. Judy Sawinski and Lynn Congleton.
Today there's a group of dedicated people who are determined to bring back professional roller derby as a fully legitimate and competitive sport. They are members of Old School Derby Association Pro, which is based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They want to put the emphasis back onto professional skaters, their athletic skills, and the thrills that fans receive from watching a game without a predetermined outcome. When Leo Seltzer developed roller derby in Chicago in 1935, the game was an endurance contest where men and women skated as couples around the Chicago Coliseum's roller rink to see which couple could cover 3,000 miles first. Before the end of the 1930s, Leo Seltzer and sports writer Damon Runyon changed roller derby to a tough physical contact sport. Teams consisted of 5 men and 5 women. Men and women skated alternate periods. The 2 offensive players, the jammers, scored points by passing opposing skaters, while the 2 opposing blockers tried to stop them. Meanwhile, the pivot had the option of blocking or jamming. The game is still played that way today. Roller derby was ahead of its time because from the beginning, the sport gave women and African Americans full equality to the white male skaters. But by the 1960s, most people overlooked that because the game's theatrics, fake fights, and storylines made it comparable to professional wrestling. The games had predetermined outcomes. The home teams were always the good guys, and the visiting teams were always the villains. Although these elements were present in roller derby, they were not always so blatant. However, this became more obvious when roller games, an offshoot of roller derby, developed in the 1960s. In roller games, the theatrics increased. The fights and the bitter feuds were given more attention than the actual games. Now when there were fights, referees looked the other way. Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, embraced both roller derby and roller games. In the fall of 1948, Philadelphia became home to the roller derby team, the Panthers. That team disbanded in the 1950s. In the fall of 1967, Philadelphia became home to the roller game team, the Warriors. By the mid-1970s, the sport's popularity dwindled, and around the same time, the Warriors disappeared.
My name is Skip Shelwin. I skated in roller games from 1968 through 1992 was my last pro game. The one thing that I didn't like about roller games, it wasn't too bad when I started, but then the theatrics, my opinion of the theatrics was it went way overboard.
And where did you find this little weasel from?
This happens to be my right arm,
Your right arm?
my aide, Leroy Lambert.
Is that right?
That's right, that's right.
Ooh, you creep, you get out of here. What is he, crazy?
Oh, he's not crazy, he's just following my instructions.
It got to the point where it was like 95% theatrics and only about 5% skating, and that was it. That's when I quit, when I got too overboard, when they had infield managers interfering with everything, and I just walked away from it.
One of the problems with the past is that the theatrics took over the sport.
You're going to carry towels around all opening season, all that week of our opening season. You're going to be carrying towels. Your protege is going to be carrying towels. And you're taking pies in the face that whole week that we're open, big mouth.
And the dates are Friday night.
Shut up! I know what he said.
And look at Richard. Richard taking a towel over to Lester. Now he says, come on, Lester, you're supposed to be the towel boy. But again, quarrels. Says, no way.
It became almost a soap opera. The theatrics became a storyline that became so unbelievable that the fans left in droves.
Now Schoen is trying to pick up a few more points because the Braves are knocking on the door.
My position in Old School Roller Derby Pro is I'm co-director of the training program along with Judy Sawinski. Our idea is to bring back bank track skating and bring it back like it used to be, where it was legitimate skating without the theatrics. Nothing is predetermined. Everything will be legit. When I was skating pro, I always liked the idea of professional skaters coming down to the training school and teaching us, or showing us what they did on the track. And after I started skating pro, that's the one thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to give back to the sport. These skaters will be paid for skating. The other bank track leagues that are around that are skating with different rule sets, they're still amateur. So they're not being paid to do any of the skating.
In order for the Old School Derby Association Professional League to survive, in today's market especially, we have to have a fully legitimate sport with at least 2 teams of fully trained professionals. That we've already achieved. Now we have to go on and acquire sponsors. The immediate short-term goals of the Old School Derby Association is to put on games in the local East Coast area. Because of the renaissance or the revival of roller derby, mainly as a flat track form, the name is out there again. People are aware of it, and we have to really take advantage of that opportunity. And then if we do find that the market is really there for a bank track professional game, we will spread throughout the country. We already have a league in Seattle, Washington that's approached us, and they want to bring coaches over to train with our professionals, bring it back there, and then join the pro division. So it could become a national league very soon.
My name is Jenny Lynn Bender. I grew up in West Milford, New Jersey, and it's normally a 3.5-hour drive to pro practice in Philadelphia every Sunday. I drive 3.5 hours to pro practice every Sunday because I love skating. I love the opportunity to skate on a bank track, and I like the direction that OSDA Pro is going, and if I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't be.
My name is Joe Horvath. I come from Poughkeepsie, New York. I come down every Sunday to Philadelphia to train with the OSDA Pro League, the only bank track league around here. So myself and a bunch of my teammates from New York make the trip down. I come down because basically this is where the opportunity's at, this is where the track's at, and so we got our start here. Wanted to step it up to do the professional level and get Derby back to where it once was, even better actually. And this is basically the heart of it.
I'm Brian Siggermans, and I live in Middletown, New York. And I come down to Philadelphia every weekend, pretty much, to come and skate the bank track down here. It's the only thing going around as far as bank track goes. It feels like you're on a roller coaster. The sound it makes, it's like a wooden roller coaster. You're whipping around there, and it's da-dum, 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 dum, and as you're going faster and people are right next to you, it's pretty thrilling to be in the middle of a pack just whipping around that thing at 20-something miles an hour, and at any moment somebody can just give you a shot, put you over the rail.
My name is Deborah Carney. I'm 42 years old. I love taking it up to the next step, and I love rolling around on the bank track, definitely. That's probably the biggest highlight of it all. In roller derby, there is no age.
Jumping over your teammates is very fun and at the same time a little intimidating because you don't want to fall and hurt anyone, which makes you try to jump higher and harder so you don't end up landing on your teammates and hurting them.
We practice jumping over each other because in a game when you're skating, like people will be falling in front of you and you don't have time to think, you don't have necessarily time to move around. And so you just have to react and you have to be able to jump over, and it's for your own safety and for the other skaters out there.
Cindy Ogba moving up to the dangerous Diane Severson. Now, wait a minute. Severson now out.
My name is Cindy Ogman. I skated since 1970.
Braves 15, Warriors 23. Okay, there's Severson, and over the rail, Ogman. Severson now the lead.
Opportunities for women to do sports would be tennis, perhaps bowling or something kind of mundane like that. But as far as physical sports, the really only opportunity was roller derby.
Old School Derby Association Pro is in its early stages of development. When the league starts having games, they will be fast-paced, hard-hitting, and 100% real, the way that roller derby was meant to be. Today, the amateur roller derby leagues require their skaters to use monikers. In Old School Derby Association Pro, the skaters can drop their monikers. They don't need to become characters. Instead, they can focus on becoming the best roller derby skaters in the world.